Welcome to our presentation. I'm Azusa. These are my co-presenters, Eri, Mio, and Ayaka. Today, we are going to talk about Japanese healthcare by viewing from top to bottom. In this presentation, top represents big health issues in Japanese society, such as aging population, long-term care, and insurance. Bottom represents small health issues such as dieting, health attitudes, and folk remedies.
I will talk about long-term care. Azusa will talk about healthy society. Mio will talk about health attitudes, and Ayaka will talk about folk remedies. The purpose of this presentation is to help you better understand the state of Japanese health, unique Japanese health characteristics, and fascinating Japanese health values. This is the very last presentation. Please enjoy it. Let's begin by looking at some top issues in Japanese healthcare. I'd like to introduce long-term care for the elderly in Japan. Long-term care is necessary so that the elderly can live long, healthily, and humanly. I will introduce three topics. First, the present state of Japan's aging society. Next, caretakers for the elderly. Finally, long-term care service. Let's begin by the present state of Japan's aging society. First of all, please look at the graph. This graph shows percentage of people more than 65 years old by country. Japan is red line. As you can see, Japan is the highest rate. There are 120 million people in Japan. 30 million of them are more than 65 years old. It means quarter of Japanese are more than 65 years old. Therefore, the care of the elderly is a big issue in Japan. Let's move on to the next topic. Caretakers for the elderly. There are many professions which engage in care for the elderly, but today I'll focus on care workers. Care workers specialize in long-term care. Their role is to help the elderly with everyday life. Usually, they don't do medical treatment. Currently, there are 1.7 million care workers in Japan. There are 3 licenses for care workers: beginner's license, intermediate license, and certified care worker. Only certified care worker is national qualification. Actually, I have beginner's license. Let me introduce beginner's license in detail. To get beginner's license, it is required to go to caretaker training school and participate in 130 hours lecture and training. There is no age limit. With getting the license, we can learn minimum knowledge, skill, and practice of care of the elderly. Through getting the license, I learned many important qualities and skills of care for the elderly. There are 3 examples. First, it's important to support independence of the elderly. We should support the elderly so that they can have hopes and prides of their life. Next, it's important to understand unspoken needs. Most elderly hesitate to say their real feeling, so we should think about their real feeling from their own standpoint. Third, it's important to respect the aged. We believe that the elderly are mentors of our life. Let's move on to next slide. Now, I'll talk about challenges of caretakers. First, because of physical labor, many caretakers become tired. Next, staff shortage is a big challenge. Please look at the graph. The red line shows the number of elderly who need care, and blue line shows the number of caretakers. Actually, the number of caretakers increasing gradually. However, the supply doesn't keep up the demand. Therefore, the elderly are very busy. Third, low wage is also a big challenge. Monthly average wage of caretakers is $1,700. On the other hand, monthly average wage of all industry is $2,700. Therefore, many caretakers feel dissatisfied. Let's move on to final topic, long-term care service. There are two kinds of care services supported by government insurance. First one is home-based services. For example, home-based services include home visit nursing, daycare service, and assistive technology, purchase, or rental. Another service is facility services. There are three kinds of facility services. Let me introduce one of them. The special nursing home. The elderly can stay in these kinds of facilities the rest of their life. Currently, there are 520,000 elderly in the facility. The cost of facility is low because much of the cost of this kind of care is supported by government insurance. Therefore, there is great demand. Surprisingly, about 522,000 elderly are waiting to the special nursing home, waiting to enter the special nursing home. This is big issue in Japan. In conclusion, it is important to learn the present state of Japan's aging society and long-term care in Japan. I hope that we can make good long-term care for both of caretakers and the elderly. Thank you for listening. Next, Azusa will talk about healthy society.
Thank you, Mio. It's an important topic. Do you think Japan is a healthy society? Yes. Japan has the highest life expectancy in the world. What causes Japanese people to live such a long time? Today, I'd like to introduce you to the reason why Japanese live a long time and Japanese government and companies' efforts. First, I'll share with you some interesting facts. According to World Health Organization, average life expectancy in 2013 of world is 71 years old. Please guess Americans' life expectancy. America is 79 years old. How about Japan? Japan is 84 years old. As I mentioned it, Japan has the highest life expectancy in the world. However, surprisingly, Japanese average life expectancy was just 45 years old in 1901. As you can see, after the World War II, it extended rapidly. Next, I'll introduce 3 reasons why Japan became a long-lived country. First, Japanese medical care has improved. Next, national health insurance in Japan has also improved. Everyone can receive high-quality medical care equally. Finally, Japanese healthy food diet is especially related to Japanese healthy living. I will introduce Japanese healthy food diet in detail. Japanese traditionally eat more fish than meat because it includes more lower cholesterol than meat and also includes healthy oil. It prevents stroke and heart disease. Moreover, as you can see, the amount of fat intake in Japan is lower than other countries because we mainly eat rice and it's low in fat and also helps fill people up easily. Next, I will introduce government efforts. In 2000, WHO proposed healthy life expectancy so that people focus on not only just extending their life expectancy, but also living for a long time in healthy state. Healthy life expectancy means the time span people can live without seriously ill, such as cancer. For example, in Japan, average healthy life expectancy in 2013 is 73 years old. Average life expectancy is 84 years old. It means people become seriously ill and bedridden for 11 years until they die. Japan has already has high life expectancy, so Japanese government tried to extend healthy life expectancy. The goal is to extend it more than 1 year by 2020. Also, Japanese government started a project to support extending healthy life expectancy. It's called Smart Life Project. The project promotes eating of more vegetables than usual and getting regular medical checkups and doing moderate exercise. Finally, I will introduce companies' efforts. Japan has companies that encourage Japanese healthy living. One of them is called Tanita Company. The company mainly deals with healthcare apparatus such as scales. The company also has dining halls using special ideas for our health. The special dining hall was started in 1999. At first, it offered a lunch to employees of the company because the company cared about their health. Now, there are 7 dining halls in Japan. Besides employees, general public also can use the dining halls. The dining hall has some rules. Each meal has 1 soup, 3 dishes, and rice. The amount is around 500 calories, and the amount of rice is fixed 100 grams. Moreover, salt is the main cause of lifestyle related to illness, so the amount is less than 3 grams. They try to not deep fry food, but baked to reduce calories. The amount of vegetables are around 250 grams. There is a secret cooking method of vegetables at the dining halls. Usually, vegetables are cut into bigger than usual because when people eat the vegetables, the amount of chewing would increase, and people would get feeling of fullness easily. Chewy vegetables such as carrots and cabbage are often used for the meal. In addition, some of the dining hall has a room so that a customer consult with a dietitian about their health for free. It's a good opportunity to know own health condition. Surprisingly, not only at the dining halls, but also these dietitians go to other prefectures which don't have the dining halls to promote health care. At there, people can also consult with a dietitian about their health for free. In conclusion, with improved medical care, Japanese healthy food diet, and Japanese government and companies support our health in many ways. That's why Japan is a healthy society. Thank you for listening. Next, Mio will talk about health attitudes.
Thank you, Elsa. That was very interesting. Hello, I'm Mio. First, please think. How do you take care of your health? Of course, people's health attitudes are not all the same. Japanese have unique attitudes towards their health. From now, I'll introduce 2 unique Japanese health attitudes, which include girls' dieting and body image attitudes, and attitudes about disease prevention. Let's begin with the first topic. Girls' dieting and body image attitudes. Japanese girls' ideas towards their bodies are eccentric. First of all, see the graph of obese population of females in the world. As you can see, the percentage of Japan is very low. Japanese girls don't have to lose weight. Don't you think so? Although, actually, many Japanese girls are rarely interested in dieting, even though they have healthy bodies. Because many Japanese have ideal body image, which is too lean. So now, girls are dieting too much, and that is one of the big health problems in Japan. From now, I'll introduce 2 dieting methods that have become very popular in Japan, but they are not medically advised. This is a very famous TV commercial in Japan. Thank you. This company, Rise Up, provides a strategy of losing weight to the customers. And the company's dieting method is carbohydrate restriction dieting. The content of this dieting is very simple. We shouldn't eat food which contain carbohydrates at all. Let me give you concrete examples. We shouldn't eat rice, bread, fruits, potatoes, corn, noodles, juice, and alcohol. In Japan, this dieting method became very popular, and many people are trying this diet. The next dieting method is banana breakfast diet. Literally, this content of dieting is eating bananas for breakfast every day. Of course, we shouldn't eat other food. This dieting method also became popular, and bananas were out of stock in many shops, at one time. Also, are these dieting methods healthy? No, it's crazy because we can't take in enough nutrition to maintain our health. Japanese girls make great effort to be beautiful, but it sometimes causes unhealthy results. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Japanese attitudes about disease prevention are peculiar. There are 3 examples. First of all, Japanese people often wear masks even if they are not sick, like this. Surprisingly, Japanese consume over 2 billion masks a year. And I conducted a questionnaire that asked MFWI students, did you bring masks from Japan? Yes, in the result, 84 out of 100 people answered yes. And actually, I brought 3 boxes of masks from Japan. So, are masks actually effective to prevent the threat of disease? The answer is yes. If our throats are dry, germs can infect us easily. To wearing masks, we can keep our throat moist. Thank you. The next example of the unique prevention attitude is doctor visit. In one particular survey, Americans go to see a doctor 3.9 times a year on average. How about you? No. In contrast, Japanese go to see a doctor 13.1 times a year on average. Maybe it seems too much to you. There are 2 reasons. First, Japanese people can go to see doctors at a reasonable cost because of the good national medical insurance. Second, some Japanese people, especially old people, think clinics or hospitals are a kind of community. They can meet their friends and talk in the waiting room of clinics or hospitals. For these reasons, Japanese people often go to see doctors, and these regular visits lead to early detection of disease. The last example is gargling. Japanese children are required to gargle with water frequently by their parents or teachers, since it became Japanese custom. I know some Americans don't gargle so much, right? But I really recommend you doing this. I introduced an interesting follow-up survey. Subjects were divided into 2 groups. People in one group didn't gargle for 2 months. And the people in the other group gargled regularly with water for 2 months. Finally, there was a big difference between 2 groups. The result showed people who continued gargling had a 40% lower incidences of catching a cold compared to the other group. Gargling is effective to prevent disease. As I have said, Japanese people are usually vigilant about prevention of disease, and these careful attitudes make Japanese people healthy. In conclusion, unique Japanese health attitudes sometimes cause problems, but they are sometimes good for our health. Thank you for listening. Next, Ayaka will talk about Japanese folk remedies.
Thank you, Mio, for sharing important health issues in Japan. Hello, I'm Ayaka. Finally, I'd like to talk about the bottom of Japanese healthcare, which is folk remedies. Each country has its own folk remedies, and we can cure or prevent by using traditional methods. Japan is no exception. There are many different types of folk remedies in Japan. In this presentation, I'd like to introduce you to 3 of them, which are comfort food, hot springs cure, and home medicines. Let's begin by looking at comfort food. Comfort food is a food that sick people eat. Probably the most common comfort food in America is chicken noodle soup, right? There are 3 types of common comfort food in Japan. First, it is kayu, which is rice porridge. It is made with a lot of water with slow cooking rice. And also, it is given not only to the sick, but also babies, the elderly, and pregnant women. Udon is kind of Japanese noodle dish with hot soup. And also, this is very common comfort food in Japan. It not only warms up our body, but also has a lot of natural nutrition in the soup. Both kayu and udon are really easy to digest in the stomach. However, we have to choose them a lot instead of eating just like drinking. Otherwise, they might be heavy in the stomach. Zero is another popular comfort food in Japan. As you can see, Japanese zero is quite different from American zero. There are many kinds of fruits inside, such as oranges, peaches, and pineapples with mostly clear zero. However, in fact, this is not best comfort food for sick. Do you know why? No. Because it has sugar, which is not natural nutrition. It means we need a lot of energy to assimilate it. So, zero can make things worse. When I found this fact, I was so flabbergasted and disappointed because this is my favorite comfort food. According to my survey to 105 people aged among 18 to 24 years old, most common comfort food is udon, and second is kayu. In addition, zero is eaten after eating kayu or udon in common. Let's move on to the next topic, hot springs cure. There are several methods to get positive effect, such as soaking hot springs or drinking special water. Also, there are two types of diseases which we can get positive effect. First disease is lifestyle disease, such as hypertension or obesity. We can lose our weight and lower the blood pressure by soaking hot springs baths with exercising the body. Another disease is dermatitis, which is chronic skin disease. We can get positive effect by soaking sulfur springs or alkaline springs. Let me now turn to the final topic. It is home medicines. Home medicine is the knowledge from trial and error for a long time. In this topic, I'd like to introduce you to two superfoods and one superstition. First superfood is umeboshi. It is pickled ume, which is salted plum. Let me explain an important nutriment of umeboshi. It is storic acid. Storic acid disintegrates lactic acid to water and carbon dioxide. And lactic acid is cause of fatigue and sickness. So, eating umeboshi can prevent lifestyle disease, cold, even the flu. Another superfood is miso. As you know, this is fermented soybeans. According to the food dictionary, during Edo period, people say, don't spend money at the doctor's office, spend money for miso. Therefore, miso has been very famous superfood for a long time. Surprisingly, there are 52 nutrients in miso, such as isoflavone, kalium, and vitamin. Therefore, eating miso can prevent lifestyle disease too. Moreover, miso can help keep the skin clean. For your tip, I really recommend drinking a cup of miso soup every day to prevent lifestyle disease. Also, it is really common to eat either umeboshi and miso with kayu and udon, which are comfort food, as I mentioned at the beginning. Let's look at very interesting superstition, which is wrap a grilled green onion on the neck when we catch a cold. Do you think does it have positive effect? Yes. actually, there are a lot of rumors whether it is good or not. Based on my research, one of the reasons why some of Japanese think it has positive effect is due to alkali sulfide. It is one of green onion nutriment, and it has sterilizing and sleep-promoting benefits. And also, it makes green onion individual smell. So, some people think smelling green onion has positive effect. I'd like now to conclude. Traditional Hoik remedy is one of very important ways to maintain Japanese healthy body. It affects from long time ago, and it will affect for the future generation, obviously. Therefore, we should hand them down to the next generation. Thank you for listening. Through this presentation, we talked about Japanese healthcare from top to bottom. Did you better understand about Japanese healthcare? Yes. We didn't know some of the issues before this research. However, we realized health issues are always next to us.
So it's important to have rich knowledge to maintain our healthy bodies. We hope you get some interesting ideas from our presentation. Thank you for listening.